All right, Andy Gresh from our New England Nation team joining us here now to break down the matchup with Big D. Second straight week we've got a team from the Lone Star State.
Am I on the wrong side? What's going on here?
We flipped,
yes,
exactly.
I don't like this.
Yes.
People are freaking out at home. Pets' heads are falling off. What's going on?
Gresh only goes here. No, he goes over there. We're flexible here. Okay. Do the Patriots beat the Cowboys this week?
I think they do, Morey, for two reasons. Number one, to me, the Cowboys' defense, very front runner. Some of the numbers that they've acquired in terms of interceptions and the turnover ratio, to me, really comes from them playing with a lead, which has balanced out their offense. But I think the Patriots are due for a better performance than they were last week. It felt like as the week went along, it was a find a way to get by week with the offensive line messed up. Jalen Mills was out. COVID, so you're a little worried about that with two offensive linemen or other guys going to get it. I think everything settles down. Dallas on the road should be different. Close, but yeah, I think they can beat this Dallas team.
Do we put any stock into the fact that the Patriots defense played well against the Bucs? Bucs and Dallas played against one another. And you think they can slow them down?
Yeah, I think in the games in which Dallas played close, Morey, which was Tampa and then the LA Chargers, the biggest thing was the other team didn't turn the ball over and even it out. That's where Dallas has really laid the wood with teams by blown by people with the turnover ratio. With the way Mac Jones takes care of the ball, I'll give him one. Now, what I'm worried about are the running backs because, I mean, right now, you and I are pretty close to getting out there. They got no bodies, and the guys they do, you're worried about them fumbling. So this is a real paramount take care of the football week. If they turn it over too much to Dallas, they're toast.
Offensive line issues, do they continue if we don't see familiar faces there?
You know what's interesting is last week when you go back and look at it, there were issues at times, no question. But for the group that was out there, they were very competitive. So if you get Onwenu back maybe, I know Shaq Mason came back today. I wonder about Yanni could just going over to right tackle. He played left tackle last week. If Wynn and Onwenu are back, then maybe you can put him over to the right side and stabilize that a little bit. But it really is tied into Wynn and Onwenu coming back. And let's hope for the best. I know with COVID, these rules are different. We don't know who's vaccinated and who's unvaccinated. But that said, that group wasn't the biggest issue last week.
How about rolling and talking about momentum here? You pick up the win, you pull it out against Houston. You know you have the Jets coming in next week. To get to 4-3 before the Chargers game, how big would that be? Or do you think it's another NFC team if they lose doesn't affect tiebreakers?
You know what? It's a good point. Like in terms of the loss, it doesn't kill you. However, it does hurt you in the standings. You just can't keep losing games. I do think 4-3 would be massive. It really would be because next week is very winnable, as you mentioned, against the Jets. And I do think this one is. Now, look, if Zeke Elliott's allowed to run, there's going to be big problems. That and the turnover ratio are the two things that I've really got my mind on going into this Dallas game. But that said, something tells me they're going to rally around last week's performance and play well this week. I wonder if they're a play up or down to the competition team.
Yeah, hopefully not. But Dallas comes in with a good record. Hopefully the Pats do play up to competition. All right, he's Andy Gresh. I'm Morey Hershgordon. We'll be back here on the Sports Wrap right after this.